Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni. Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning, Ruben.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Efeni.
Sundu.
Victoria.
Abiola. Yes, Victoria. Good morning, Rufai.
Morning.
Yes, let's start with these newspapers. The lead story, Labour's proposed strike in Abeyance as Parley with federal government ends in deadlock. Parties hold on to positions adjourned till Monday. Court restrains unions from industrial action. Now, the story is also the front pages of other newspapers. Daily Times newspaper, deadlock as federal government, Labour maintain rigid positions on new tariffs. The Daily Trust, Labour to federal government. You must return to old fuel price electricity tariff. We have the poor at heart. Secretary to Government of the Federation. Workers can't be your sacrificial lamb. Trade Union Congress. Court stops strike by workers. The Vanguard newspaper has similar story. Labour shuns ruling stopping strike. Talks with federal government deadlock. That's the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper, yes. National Industrial Court rules on anti-strike suit filed by a group. We don't know them. They are not our employers, says Waba. Now, the Vanguard newspaper has the same story. Federal government Labour adamant as court stops strikes. But beneath the photograph, there is an interesting story there. Ize Iyamu, I am not under pressure to concede defeat. I am down, hope not lost, Oshomole. Police arresting our members on Obaseki's order, APC. Not true, says Obaseki's aide. PDP alleges police plot to release electoral offenders. Now, yesterday the story, but the official position from Ize Iyamu is that, one, he has not conceded defeat. The video making the rounds yesterday was only a doctored video of a past press conference. For now, he is still considering his options and consulting widely. That is the official position. So, Ize Iyamu has not considered defeat. He's not under pressure to do so, according to the defeated APC candidate. Now, if we move over to other newspapers, the Nigerian Tribune, TUC to federal government. You can't fund Kano to Niger rail line with Chinese World Bank loan. Nigerian building rail line to designated border point, not into Niger presidency, contrary to what the Minister of Transportation told reporters yesterday. So more clarification perhaps needed on that project. Daily Independent newspaper, APC, PDP, BICA, over agitation for restructuring. Buhari's 8 years, a passing phase. PDP, why didn't you restructure in 16 years? APC, Ruben, you are part of those who should answer that question. You were in government. Now, the Pilot newspaper, Nigerian Pilot, security threats. Gbajabiamila raises alarm, says Nigeria's existence threatened. Threats undermine public faith in government's ability to protect citizens. Insists that no nation can thrive without the security of its citizens. Calls for synergy among three arms of government in tackling insecurity. That's Gbajabiamila talking extensively there. If we just move over to the foreign newspaper, The Guardian UK, Sunak warns of rising job losses despite rescue plan. Yes, package unveiled to replace costly furlough scheme. Another 6,634 infections recorded in the UK yesterday, a daily record high. Yes, the new program unveiled yesterday by the Chancellor, who himself seemed to be overburdened because he said, I cannot save every business, I cannot save every job. No Chancellor could. Rishi Sunak, the Chancellor in the UK, stated, but the new program, under the new program, the plan, an employee will be able to take home a minimum of 77% of their full-time wage if they only work a third of normal hours. The employer will pay some while the government will pay part, just to ensure that the employee gets at least 77% of his wage, even if he does just a third of normal work hours. And this new plan will cost the government a princely £5 billion, as against the huge £40 billion the old furlough arrangement scheme was costing the government. Some thinking going on there in those programs. Ruben, Rufai, and Tundu, I hope you have time.
I mean, it's very apt for the UK based on what is happening now, because they need the money, and the money is not anywhere, and they need to cut their coats. And I think they just looked at other furlough schemes sort of and tried to tweak it. I think the Germans with the Kurzarbeit, as it is called in Germany, their furlough scheme, and the French have something called the chômage partiel. I think they've been able to streamline it in such a way to engineer the economy, to let a lot of people still have that sense of feeling because, they have jobs, they have payments, constantly coming in by the government, and to be able to ease the economy out. Because let's not forget, coronavirus also came with the adverse effect on the UK economy. The UK is officially in a recession, so they still need to get that air of working in to be able to stabilize the economy. Pretty much reminds me of Roosevelt's New Deal back in America in the 30s, in the deep recession in America, where, in fact, there was a particular story they always tell how people were told just to dig a hole, they'll fill the hole up the next day, and they'll give them money just to make them have that feeling that they are working. So that's a very good one. But most importantly, how is Rishi Sunak going to balance out this budget? He's not released an autumn statement anyway.
Yes.
But he's going to balance out this budget. How is he going to balance? That's a big question.
He's going to balance it because somebody has to pay for that $5 billion.
Ruben, we have not done that for our workers.
And that,
hence, we are having problem with negotiating with them.
Well, but let me comment quickly on the UK. The £5 billion would be paid eventually through tax rises. And there are persons, businesses that are concerned about that. And Chancellor Sunak, I asked Michael earlier whether this was a gamble. And he said, of course, it's a gamble. Because in spite of the objective of trying to save jobs, at the end of the day, it's still going to result in mass redundancies. And many of the people that will be affected would be, mostly young people and people, who have special skills. Now, unemployment rate in the UK at the moment is about 4.1%. The Office of Budget Responsibility is projecting that could rise to about 13.2% by next year, by the end of the 6 months window that Chancellor Sunak has announced. So if that happens, then you could have over 4 million people getting into the unemployment list. So it's not as if, this is not exactly like the New Deal. I would slightly differ with Rufai there. It's just a gamble, but everyone is trying to see how will it work out. Because at the end of the day, you still have unemployment going up. You will have, many businesses also being affected. Business owners are not happy anyway, because it looks like government has just shifted the burden to business owners rather than the taxpayer.
There's no such thing as public money, really. It's all taxpayers' money.
All taxpayer money.
Thank you,
right.
Mr.
It's just a new gamble.
All right. That's about all I can take.